We are being probed. We are being probed. Shields failing. Shields failing. Shields failing. Shields failing.
Oh, you got new ones?
Oh, I got transporter sound. It's at the end of the episode when we transport out of the studio.
I see.
Also have random background computer beeps and boops. They're on a weird loop, though. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
What's up?
Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley. We are a podcast about Star Trek for all the coolest motherfuckers out there.
Only cool people.
Only the coolest motherfuckers listen to Trek in the Valley, bro. I am Adam Ordall Quinnell. I'm here, as always, with my co-hosty, the mosty.
Hey, everybody, it's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Hey, Al. Not much is up, just chilling out while the world falls apart.
Fuck yeah.
And there was saw a story today about DHS arresting people in fucking Van Nuys, over there.
Over the under.
Just over there at the Home Depot. And it's so weird. Because I'm at my job, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how they get you. I'm like, I should be down there fucking yelling at those assholes. And I don't have the PTO. And it's just makes me such a privileged piece of shit. I said that to my wife and she was like, that's not good.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm saying it as a tragic
tough.
way. Maybe I'll go yell at DHS. No, I'm gonna go yell at DHS on Saturday after I play disc golf. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes.
One thing that we were talking about beforehand, because it's kind of Star Trek-y in like a sick and twisted fucking way. Did you know about the Twitter robot Grok?
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Oh man, so they got this Grok, right? And Grok was too woke because it was trained off of facts initially. And then they turned down the woke and just fed all of the fucking most Naziest posts on Twitter through it. And then it just turned into like a mecha Nazi. And it even called itself Mecha Hitler. And did you see that the Linda Yachukino, who was like the CEO of Twitter, she left today?
Yeah.
And then there were a bunch of screenshots of Grok sexually harassing her. Did you see that?
That was one of the images that I was going to tell you about.
Could not believe it. A fucking robot sexually harassed its boss, and the boss quit.
Yeah, and you think with all this Photoshop or AI or whatever, someone could have just whipped that up and just posted it,
No, you go look on X and it's there. So that's the other...
That's what's melting my mind.
So the only reason I'm on social media is to see what people that are not like me are up to and who they're voting for and how they're doing resistance shit. Not like resistance lib shit, but like actual shit. And also to promote the podcast every now and again.
Yes.
But I still, I just absolutely hate it on there.
It's a wasteland.
I do. So,
bots
but
talking to bots, man.
And the thing is, before I really stopped going to Twitter, temporarily X, before I stopped going there, I would check it out, and because I would look at something on Bluesky. Where we've got a Trek in the Valley page, by the way. If you're on Bluesky, join the Trek in the Valley page. It's fun. And I would see somebody post a screenshot of an Elon Musk tweet that just seemed too fucking bonkers to be real. He'd be like, man, Nazis were great. I am one. And I'm a Nazi and it's great.
Have a great night.
Have a great night. And then you're like, what the fuck? There's no way that can be real. And then I go fire up the old Twitter account and I go look at Elon Musk's timeline and it is real. It's just like, oh my God. Because you don't see the timestamp on the screenshot. And you're like,
yeah, it's unbelievable. I was just like, dang, there's just going to be so many historical dramas on what's going on right now in 30 years.
Oh, and they're going to be the worst. I think that's funny that you think there's going to be historical dramas. And I watched Idiocracy for the first time in a long time.
In a long time.
In a long time. And I was like, oh, man. And honestly, that might have been the first time I actually watched it in its entirety rather than just like being drunk at somebody's house or parts on cable. But
that's
it
always
really
the TV movie, you know.
It really it's one of those dumb things to be like, you know, Idiocracy. It seems like it's more of a documentary these days, but it really is. That's a true thing. That's the reason that's cringe and low hanging fruit is because it's so fucking true. So other than that, how are things going?
Great. Just in the home front. I don't know. Just I decided to. I mean, there's nothing really to celebrate about on the 4th. It was just kind of neutral. Oh, it was.
You mean because the Supreme Court's going to kill everybody?
Yeah, all this crazy shit's going down.
We're not a political podcast.
Let's remind ourselves like how we got here and what's going on. So I decided to whip up the Band of Brothers DVDs, and then I saw Saving Private Ryan, and then
you own the Band of Brothers DVDs?
Yes, I actually got them through a thrift store for like $5-10, and I was like, hell yeah. What's funny is that actually there's no English subtitles. There's only Spanish subtitles.
Hey, that's good for you. Wait, do you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I wonder how the translation is. I haven't checked it out again. But anywho, that was just, I don't know, such a crazy time to see how devoted people were to the States that it's like crazy in retrospect to see that now.
Like, I'm sorry,
and it's
I'm
like,
not gonna.
Wow, these people have really gone through the shit, and we're like about to get there.
I don't want to. I would be wild. Like looking around, man. I ain't standing in no little boat for fucking nobody.
I was talking to some coworkers,
I'm
and they're
cut
like,
my own foot off.
I'm gonna be a medic.
I'm gonna cut my own foot off.
Or it's like, will it just be drone warfare? No, like, dude, you know, people drinking Slurpees.
They're just gonna drop people on people, but no,
it's wild. But anywho,
one thing that I want to ask you really quick.
Though. I would recommend Band of Brothers anytime.
Absolutely. I remember my friend Ian, who I lived with at one point, was obsessed with that. We watched it a couple of times.
Dang.
It looked really good at the time for like widescreen. That is widescreen, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's in that era still.
And
I was going to ask you, when you watch anime? Mm-hmm. Do you prefer watching it with Spanish dub? Have you ever watched anime with Spanish dub?
Not a Spanish dub, no.
I wonder
if the
probably
Spanish Pokemon, but that was like years ago.
I wonder if the Spanish dub would be easier to deal with than the American dub. The English dub. I don't know, man. I try and give a dub.
The same thing.
I try and give a dub a chance every once in a while and it's just nuts.
We were actually, speaking of that issue, I was watching all these World War II stuff, right? And my girlfriend was like, well, why don't we keep going further? Let's watch Grave of the Fireflies. And I was like, oh, dear Lord.
Well, you mentioned that earlier. What's a Grave of the Fireflies?
It's basically like these two kids that are down on their luck after air raids happen in their town in Japan, and they just get dunked on. It's like this aunt kind of treats them like shit, and then they end up leaving, and then it's like just them down on their luck, and I guess spoilers, the daughter or the kid dies, like the sister dies, and it's all sad, and it's like it really lingers on like her death and like what they had to deal with, whatever. But anyways, we were watching it with it was dubbed, and my girlfriend was like, this sounds like an adult trying to be a little girl, and I just cannot stand it.
Yeah. So that's a Japanese. Is it a Japanese movie?
Yeah, it's Japanese.
It's a Japanese movie.
So then we ended up doing the Japanese version. So we were listening to it in English, and we were like, no, let's watch let's go all out. Like, come on, let's give it respect.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, okay, that's definitely a child actor trying to be a child. Like, that sounds way cleaner than. Sorry to the English actor doing that.
It's
job,
fine. It's fine. I think they know.
It was just too much.
They know.
It took both of us out of it, and I was like, yeah, it was kind of a relief to listen to it in Japanese.
That's one of the things. I've got the studio here.
Like, that's where I tend to lean,
I've got the studio here, and I'm always like, man, I don't use it enough. I got one podcast. It's an hour and 20-minute commitment once a week, and I record some music, but I kind of want to do like and I've done some voiceover stuff, but it would be fun to to record more of that shit. But yeah, so we got to get into the show. Yeah, so that's great, and honestly, good setting up because I wanted us to start talking more. We're getting more listeners. Welcome, new listeners. Welcome. The rest of the back catalog is back up on iTunes because I realized how to change our fucking RSS feed. I'm not good at this. We'll figure it out eventually, but so we're gonna get to our first segment of the day, which is what does Al remember? Now, Al, it has been a minute.
It has.
Because we did not record last week.
No.
Because we got to reschedule, which I love.
Yes,
I love when we reschedule. I love when we reschedule. I love when I have to reschedule therapy. I love any time I suddenly have no obligations. It's like if they had a fucking vape that's like you hit it and you feel just like you rescheduled something, nice. I would be on the street, man. So what do you remember about the episode we recorded 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember the title, but I do remember the plot.
Well, let me see if I have the title up here. The title should be
Where No Man Has Gone Before,
Where
right?
No One Has Gone Before, because they made it woke.
That's right.
Because they did it woke.
That's right. Because Data's like, whoa, no one.
Yeah, Data's
Captain.
like, I'm
a robot.
I'm woke. Remember that when Data looked at the camera? Remember when Data stared right down the barrel of the camera and said,
of course,
I'm woke.
No, a quick summary, I guess, is they're at some base because they're doing some, updating or like fixing up on the Enterprise. And then Picard's like, oh, hey, by the way, there's this guy that's been going around from ship to ship. Apparently he can make the ships go really fast. We're just going to see what he's all about. And then Riker and the head engineer's like, oh, yeah, we wanted to bring that up because these schematics that he sent over is bullshit. And Data's like, yeah, I can see that as we've put the schematics through all these tests, it's just bullshit answers. And Picard's like, okay, I mean, it's issued by Starfleet, so he'll still have to come on. And it's this guy, I forgot his name.
He's Monk's therapist, Kaczynski.
Yeah, Kaczynski, Monk's therapist.
Monk's therapist.
And then he has his assistant who is an alien, but he kind of looks like the Prometheus.
Yeah, he looks exactly
alien.
Like the fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Maybe an evolved version, who knows?
I think it's a copy-paste on Ridley Scott's part, quite frankly, but continue. So he's got this engineer from Prometheus with him.
And the Starfleet guy, I forgot his name though, in like terms of the episode, but he's like trying to set up this ship thing to go fast, and everybody's doubting him the entire time, and they're constantly bickering and fighting. And then the guy's like, all right, well, let me do my thing. I'll have my assistant over here to do these like technical correspondences on this. Like,
they work together, and then what happens?
Yeah, and then Wesley is somehow involved because he's in the engineering room for some fucking reason.
Wesley gives the alien advice on how to touch a computer screen.
Exactly. And they have this weird little moment. I don't know. It's like about wavelengths or whatever. And they're like, oh, you should do this math stuff. And it's like, whoa, that's amazing. So anyways, they go into like hyperspeed or whatever. And they go beyond warp. And everybody's just freaking out looking at the hull because you see the stars just go into straight lines of rays. Mm-hmm. And they
go real fast.
They go really fast. I think they go like warp. I don't even know.
It's immeasurable.
Well, yeah, immeasurable.
2,700,000 light years. I've got my notes right here.
Yes.
It would take them 300 years to get home at warp 10.
And the funny part too is Picard was like, "Brake," and Data's like, "Captain, nobody's ever braked at the speed," and he's like, "Just stop the fucking ship."
Yeah.
And then the whole issue is that they're trying to get back home. But then they instead go further, and Wesley finds out that the alien's being drained, of his energy or his power every time they do the jumps.
Yeah, drains his engineer balls.
Picard's like, yo, what gives? And the alien's like, all right, you caught me. We're kind of in between space and time and here and there. We'll need your help or something when you'll need our help. some fucking voodoo shit. I don't remember.
Well, it's
but then they eventually figure out how to get back. Right?
He explains that he's a traveler. His people just go around, check stuff out for recreation, basically learn about other cultures and shit.
And then he just got caught up in this.
And he just got caught up in this shit with Dr. Kaczynski, and so it turns out it wasn't Kaczynski. It was the traveler.
He gets
and then
caught. Kaczynski's like, my schematics were bullshit.
The one thing that we have to mention is,
I guess the guy basically sacrifices himself, right?
He lives, doesn't he? The traveler dies. Yeah. Traveler dies. Kaczynski lives.
Yes.
But what does the motherfucking traveler say about Wesley?
Oh, he's like, yo, this guy Wesley, when he showed me the different wavelengths, he's the chosen one, and this and that. And then Picard's like, whatever. It's like, what was it called? We were comparing it to the other guy in Deep Space Nine, Cisco. We were comparing it to Cisco. Now he's the chosen one too.
Yeah, he's the emissary.
The emissary. Yeah, we were like big emissary vibes.
Baseball emissary.
And we were like, oh man, maybe the actor just knows somebody. Knows one of the producers, and
right?
They're like, yo, okay, what if he's the chosen one? And they're like, that's fucking. We'll get back to season 1. Jesus.
Yeah, they really kicked it off. They really started strong on DS9.
Yeah, and then what was I gonna say?
And then how do they get home?
Yeah, they end up getting home with the alien's help.
And then the alien dies.
No, and then the engineer guy feels good because he's like, this is the first time I've actually helped out. And he's like, this is the first time I know what the fuck is going on.
Kaczynski, yeah.
And then, they get back, and then Picard's like, all right, fuck that. We're never doing that again.
Right.
And they fly away. But and then he's like, Wesley, chosen
that's
one.
right.
Doesn't he end up... Oh, that's right. You're... ding, ding, ding. I just remembered. Riker's like, Wesley did warn us about the alien that was getting drained. Therefore, we should just let him in the Starfleet.
That's right.
They're like, no, not Starfleet. He has to go to Starfleet Academy.
He becomes like an acting ensign. But one thing that we forgot...
From there on.
You did a good job for the segment.
Yeah, but what was I missing?
The important thing that you missed is that they traveled by thought.
Yeah.
And so Picard gets over the mic at the end, and he's like, everybody... think of the traveler. He's a good dude. You want him to help get us home.
They vibe their way back.
Yes, it's absolutely vibes-based space travel.
No, and also where they end up is like whatever their first immediate thought is happens.
Oh, that's right.
So there's like hallways on fire.
And they got a lot of stuff that they imagined. Dude, shit. I take it back. Yeah. You kind of blew it on this. You could have got to that.
I snipped out that part. It's just everything else is so funny and so silly.
And it doesn't help that I'm rushing you, I'm like, hey, what happened? What the fuck?
No, but also it just feels like 2 big episodes that collided together. That's what I like about this new series is like the original series probably would have just stuck with them flying and zipping around really fast. Maybe 1 or 2 crazy thought things. But there was like a whole thought sequence.
There was a lot of shit going on,
especially with we have the vibe.
Picard meets Maman. He meets his mama.
Oh, and I compared it to Elf. You know how they are like, we need Christmas spirit to bring Santa back home. We need a Christmas spirit, because this spirit of Gauge was down.
Yeah, Elf.
Silly.
That's my sister-in-law's big Christmas movie that we watch at Thanksgiving every year. Hope you find your dad. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
But yeah, anyways, they vibed their way back.
As usual, good job, Al. Nailed it. Knocked it out of the fucking park. I don't have a segment theme for the main segment, so just imagine, you heard a segment theme and it fucking ripped, and now we're going to talk about a new episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. This is episode 126 of our podcast. That's pretty cool.
What's up?
It's episode 7 of Star Trek The Next Generation. And it is called Lonely Among Us. And it was written by DC Fontana and Michael Halpern.
There it is, DC Fontana.
Yeah, DC Fontana back in effect. It was directed by Cliff Bowl. And it aired on October 31st.
Oh, it's a Halloween one.
Yeah, 1987. And happy Halloween. Remember the Halloween episode of the original series? Oh,
Yeah.
doesn't that seem like 100 years ago that we
With the
podcasted
cat.
about that episode? And the synopsis from Paramount Plus, pretty straightforward here. It's passing through a series of complex energy patterns. The Enterprise crew finds themselves trying to solve the mystery surrounding the death of Assistant Chief Engineer Singh and the altered personalities of Lieutenant Worf, Dr. Crusher, and the Captain.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bow. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to, it's been a while since I watched this episode. It starts with them, they're orbiting like a green planet. And we find out pretty quick that this episode is about the Federation kind of being a mediator between two races, both of whom have applied to the Federation, right?
Yeah, which again is expanding the universe and getting some context about like what else the Enterprise is doing other than just checking out new planets, you know?
Right. And then the first race beams aboard. Which ones are these?
The Antikins?
The Antikins. Oh, you know your shit. So they're lizardmen. Mm-hmm. And they look like
costumes are nuts.
They're fucking great.
Yeah.
And the HD remaster looks so good. So these lizard men, they look like King Hiss from G.I. Joe.
Oh no, these aren't the Antikins. They complain about the Antikins.
Oh, these guys are the Antikins are the Dogmen.
The Dogmen, yeah.
And what are the other guys?
I forgot the other guys.
They're lizard men. So all you really need to know about this, they say we must be upwind from the Antikins so we don't smell their dogmen stink.
No, but I was also like, there's no draft in space, right? Like, can't they just change the AC?
Oh, no, they're just being racist.
Right?
There's no
like,
stink.
that's so much...
That's
very out of its way.
The dogmen don't actually stink. Those lizard men were being racist.
No, it was funny too because it's like, get those damn Antikins away from us. It
and
just gives really fucked up racist vibes.
So the lizard men are on the ship, and then Picard and Riker are having their let's get everybody up to speed on the hostility between these two races. It's basically just old school Earth style hatred over matters and customs, and strangely enough, economic systems. And so it's like, so what does that mean? One's capitalist and one's communist, or they're both different kinds of capitalists, and then what?
Yeah, then it immediately kicks off with Data being like, what?
What? They're seeing a big old space cloud. And how often has a space cloud been good, you know?
Yeah, 0 times.
0 times, right? 0 times.
Well, it's also been, we've seen clouds before with, what was it? With the animated series.
Oh, yeah, dude,
multiple
all kinds
times.
Of clouds. Many times. And sometimes the clouds have fireworks in them.
Series.
Sometimes the clouds have fireworks in them in the animated series, right?
Yeah.
And Worf is with Geordi in engineering, and he's like, I gotta learn stuff about things that aren't killing. And then Worf gets shocked, right?
Yes.
Isn't that, it happens pretty quick.
That happens pretty quick. It was because, it's funny because Geordi's like, what the hell are you doing here, Worf? Aren't you part of security?
And he's like, no, you got to learn because I'm a junior
He's
officer.
like, yeah, I mean, they want us to learn all the time.
Doesn't he get shocked right now? Or what?
Yeah,
Whoa, look at that cloud, dude.
Once they enter the cloud, I believe.
Yeah, so they're trying to go around this cloud. And the cloud in the HD remaster looks slick as hell. Look at that shit, dude.
Yeah,
and the Enterprise is like passing by this cloud.
And right as they pass by, Worf...
He's using a dry erase marker.
Yeah.
Worf is holding a pad with a dry erase marker, and he goes over to a console to, randomly press buttons.
Yeah.
I love how there's never like numbers or anything on the buttons, and then he gets shocked because he tries to dry erase. You know how when you try and dry erase on a monitor and you get shocked and then fall over? And then you have a temporary mental episode like he says he does.
Yeah, he just gets whiplashed back.
We cut to the opening thinking that Worf is dead. Oh no, we liked Michael Dorn.
Knocked out.
We liked Michael.
Emergency.
We liked Michael Dorn, didn't we? It sucks that he's dead in episode 7. Holy shit. I guess the first one was a 2-parter. So one thing I just noticed, Worf wakes up and goes fucking nuts. One thing I just noticed is all the title cards, it's like the title just appears over the scene.
Yeah.
You know, they don't do a rad title card like they used to, or shot of the, I guess sometimes it's a shot of the planet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a shot. This is just
like
an Edwidge episode, but more often more often than they did in the original series, they have it kind of they put the title over some action. Ooh, guest star our John Durbin heads out there better be stoked about that guest starring. So eventually we get Dr. Crusher in this weird headgear, where we get to that
part's awesome.
And then we meet the dog people. So
and they have a complaint about the food, because the food that comes, what is it?
The dog people don't like that the food comes out of a replicator.
And that it's already cut up.
Yeah, they have their own.
It's supposed to be raw.
Yeah, they have their own animals that they brought with to kill. And so
they're just doing some weird, funny, gross out humor with that.
And maybe that does kind of stink.
Guy's like, hey, that's a little barbaric.
Now that I think about it, maybe the lizard people are right. If you're gonna be like a dog man killing animals, and
put on some gloves,
you know. So Riker says, Yar was confused. We no longer enslave animals for meat. And he goes, but we have seen humans eat meat. And Riker's like, nah, that's replicated out of our shit.
Yeah, seriously, out of our poops.
Inorganically generated materials. And they say out of patterns used by our transporters. Isn't that weird? I've never heard the replicator described thusly.
Could you imagine if you transported to a planet and you're like, there's some shit on my shoe?
And they're like, put it in here.
Just scoop it back in the transporter.
Scoop it in the transport that shit off your shoe. We'll make a burger.
Yeah,
okay.
Right?
Now, we get motherfucking Dr. Crusher with the most hilarious headgear, Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
That would be awesome, though.
Oh, dude.
If they're on it.
There was a podcast about Apple Vision that I listened to where they talked about Apple Vision Pro. Like, I was listening to the Guys podcast and it just happened to come up, and they're fucking between $3,000 and $6,000.
Jesus.
Dog shit. Like, that's like the Cybertruck of computers.
Yeah,
and
if you're going to pay that much, you should get a helmet.
If you're listening, honestly, if you're listening to our podcast right now and you're wearing an Apple Vision Pro, send me $2,000. So she's got this headgear on and she's working on Worf, and then she gets zapped with the lightning. What the hell, dude?
Yeah, this lightning entity thing is going through the ringer.
It's ripping through the crew.
Yeah, very quickly.
And then she's like, no, everything's fine now.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. And Deanna Troi is checking out Worf, and she doesn't get the correct kind of reading from. You can tell she's like unsettled by Dr. Crusher's
It's funny because Worf was like, what the hell happened? What's going on? And Deanna Troy's like, oh, that's the story for the doctor to tell you. And the doctor's like, all right, peace, I'm out.
I gotta go.
Yep, gotta go.
And so they're
just
trying to go around this motherfucking cloud, basically.
Yeah, and once again, Wesley gets involved in the plot.
Well, so she gets back to her room, and Wesley's there.
Yes.
Doing stuff on the little computer.
Studying.
Yeah, just touching buttons that don't have any letters or numbers on them.
He happens to be studying the physics of dilithium crystals.
What? That seems like that'd be...
Well, that's pretty dope.
Like, let's say I'm like an alien made out of electricity, and I'd be like, these dilithium crystals, man... sounds like something we could really groove on as like an electrical being. Matter and antimatter could be aligned even more efficiently. Oh man.
Yeah, and the Crusher's like, this is interesting. So is the helm through engineering, or where is that?
Yeah, so basically this lightning alien's learning about where to go.
Yeah,
and she's like, the helm would be on the bridge.
Yeah, the helm's on the bridge.
So she goes to the bridge,
she's
and
like,
she
dope,
just
okay, peace.
She just walks onto the bridge like hey, I've definitely been here before.
Yeah,
I love the vibe. She's like, man, and then she says, this is the helm, and she's standing by Geordi, and he's like, what are you fucking... What the hell?
I don't know, unless there's been something going on that I don't know.
So she tries to run diversion with Picard by saying, like, hey, Worf is going to be fine. He had a temporary mental aberration. Definitely wasn't caused by, like, a lightning alien.
She's visibly nervous and, like, rubbing her hands and stuff. And she goes, yeah, it was just, concussion, mild aberration in the mind. He's fine now. And Picard's like... I mean, it's one of my fucking bridge crew, ma'am. Like, doctor, I hope you have a better explanation than just that.
You just bonked his head?
Yeah. And she's like, I just, I'll let you know. I just need to use one of these stations.
Yeah, she's like, I got to run some tests against the library, and then I'll give you better information.
Yeah. And then he's like, use that one, Science Station 2.
I fucking love Data. Data is watching her do this. Data's like, that's fascinating. What's a helm control got to do with, your medical library? And she doesn't say anything, and he just goes, huh? He shrugs his shoulders.
Like, okay.
Like, would Data shrug his shoulders? Would he be like, huh? Does he have that level of emotion already?
Yeah,
wow.
That's what I'm saying. I'm already really confused from Data from the start.
Lightning alien jumps into the ship. Oh no!
And Crusher's all embarrassed because she thinks she's lost her freaking mind.
Right? Absolutely.
And she's like, I'm gonna go back to my office,
right,
where I was working.
Figure out what might have happened. Oh, and then the motherfucking ship starts acting weird. And Picard, I love. There's a couple times where he's like, "This ship is brand new, motherfucker. What could possibly be wrong? This ship is brand new."
Yeah, and Data was like, "If this was happening, sir, it would have never left port."
Right?
This is crazy.
There's something afoot on the spaceship. Ooh, that's an excellent shot of the senior staff, and they push in from outside in space.
Yeah.
That's great. I thought it'd be funny if that was like a hallway and like people could just walk by and look. And so they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What's causing these malfunctions, man?
Yeah, and then they have the head engineer in there.
Yeah, Singh. And it's like, we haven't met him before, so I feel like he's got some trouble coming, And so basically Singh is saying, look, these systems don't interact with each other. There's no way that a lightning alien could be jumping around in there. We're all very confused.
A glitch in the system, you know.
And Picard is like, figure it out by the time we get to Parliament, because we got these dogmen and these fucking lizard men that are he's all up in my business.
Sing's like, but Captain, and Picard's like, I don't give a fuck.
Right?
Figure it out.
And so they're the dogmen have items that they use that are tools for butchering animals that they consume. It's basically like a little lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's for butchering animals. The Soleil, that's the other one, right? That's the one. And he's like, the dogman's like, we have all the reason to hate the Soleil, but we're not gonna kill anybody, I mean,
we just happen to use these giant knives.
And he goes, that's politics, isn't it? Like, this guy's just trying to write off like ancient hatred of these two races as like, yeah, that's just politics. And it's
such a funny line too when they're leaving. The Soleil is like, hey, just want to let you know, we're very good people and we're very neutral, so it won't be us. It won't be us. It'll be the Antikins that started.
No, the Soleil. Those are the Antikins. The dogmen are the Antikins.
Yeah, the Soleil. He's like, it won't be the Soleil that started.
Yeah, and then after
Riker's like, oh, thanks.
Peace out. And then he goes, but we will finish it.
Yeah,
I'm a dogman. I'm a dogman. And so Picard is just so pissed about the ship. He's like, state-of-the-art vessel, my Aunt Fanny. And so the dogmen, the dogmen are blaming the lizard men, and I'm sure the lizard men are blaming the dogmen for the malfunctions on the ship. And then they're also worried because Ferengi are trying to become friends with these races as well.
Yeah, Picard or Riker brings that up. He's like, look, the Ferengi could have paid off the Soleil or the Antikins.
Yeah.
So who knows who's sabotaging it?
And I love that. And then let's see here. Also, yeah. So here we go. Hellship. When Singh get it? I want to get to where Singh gets got here. Here we go. Does Wesley watch him die? Wesley and Singh are in engineering, clicking and clacking. What? He didn't die yet? Oh, and then Wesley talks to his mom, and he's like, it's like the dilithium crystal I was telling you about. And she's like, I don't remember you fucking telling me about no dilithium crystal. I mean, maybe I was possessed by a lightning alien at the time. And then it cuts to Singh on his own at a panel. This is probably where he's going to get lightninged.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, one into his dick. Did you see that shit?
And it went like across his guts.
No, look, yeah, it's like the first couple hit him in the face and chest, and then right in the dick. Ah! Oh my god, dude! Somebody who is editing that had a lot of fun in After Effects. Well, I guess it wouldn't have been After Effects 100 years ago when they made this. And then Worf finds Singh, and he's just dead.
Ooh.
Like that's it, dude. And then they go to
he didn't even get possessed.
After the commercial break. We get back to so Picard is like slow rolling it to well, first off, the engine's fucked up because of the whatever's happening. But so they're taking their time getting to Parliament, and then they're saying that the engines are working fine.
Yeah, and Wesley's like, he couldn't repair it. The problems are inside the engine,
and there's no way he could have gotten in there because he's big, and the hole to get in, it's like little. It's like a little hatch, and he's big. And so they're
all just shrugging like, oh, it works now, so let's just keep going.
Oh man. And so then it cuts to Picard and Yar talking to the Dogmen, and they're like, you should be worried. And the Dogmen are like, we don't give a shit about what you got going on your ship, man. And she's like, you should be worried because we gotta get you to Parliament. And also these Dogmen are very relatable because they eat for like hours. Not only do they kill and eat living animals, but they eat for hours. So they've just been laying around fucking eating meat while the Enterprise is on red alert or whatever the fuck. And she's like, our delays are your delays. Come on, tell us what you think. And they're just like, the peace conference isn't going to start without us.
Yeah.
Basically, she's doing some investigating.
Yeah, she wants to figure out what the hell is going on.
That becomes important.
It's awful.
This is where she finds out that they were eating for hours.
Yeah.
And he's like, we love eating. We eat for hours. We are disgusting dog people. And she was like, she really grimaces.
I guess you were still eating.
Really grimaces about it. And this is where Troy, Worf, Dr. Crusher, they're in the sick bay kind of anteroom where they can talk about shit. And they're saying, we have gaps in our memories. Right? They've got things that they don't remember from when they were lightning aliened.
Yeah.
Cut to Data with a Sherlock Holmes pipe. That fucking rips.
Yeah, it was crazy because it's a reference to earlier when Picard was like, man, a mystery like this, Sherlock Holmes would really get his dick hard too.
Yeah, and then...
And Data's like, Holmes?
Like,
what? Who is that? And Picard, or Riker's like, too bad we can't depend on Sherlock Holmes himself to figure this out, huh?
Yep.
And Data does his homework, literally. And he goes, look, I mean, I've reviewed every book now, and now I have the knowledge of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he says, and as Sherlock Holmes would say, something was afoot. And they were like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, Yar's like, afoot? What the fuck?
And then he walks them through where he walks them through where they were or whatever, and where he's like, this is where the Dogmen and the Lizardmen were. Now I'm going to walk around and smoke this pipe. He's actually smoking a pipe. Yar like brushes the smoke away. It's not like synthahol fucking tobacco or whatever. And so basically, Data's saying, look. They would the Dogmen and the Lizardmen, they wouldn't kill the engineer. They'd rather kill each other. They were too busy eating animals and just laying around. And presumably the Lizardmen were, I don't know, eating flies. I don't know what they're eating.
They're more likely to beef with each other too.
Yeah, they'd kill each other more than sing. You know.
Yeah.
And so Troy and Worf and Crusher are trying to figure this shit out. And Troy hypnotizes Dr. Crusher. She's got like a little hypnosis pad that she has Dr. Crusher look in.
Helps with her therapy.
It's like futuristic hypnosis. Like normally you'd watch a watch or something, but she's like, look at this thing. Hey, you're hypnotized. Kind of demystifies it. Kind of demystifies it a little bit. And she's trying to access her memories, and she basically becomes like a passenger. And when the lightning's in her, she's not alone.
Yeah.
And she's telling it to get out of her mind.
And you hear this internal battle that she just, says out loud.
Right. And then Worf, I guess Worf was hypnotized earlier. Maybe I fast forwarded through it. She says, Worf, you said the same thing, as though something were inside you. And he's like, I don't think. He goes, I don't think that's how I phrased it.
That's disgusting.
He goes,
We are being probed.
that was actually timely.
That was funny.
I'm pretty good at this sometimes. So basically, they're fucking back to zero. They got no idea who did what. And then the Beta Zeds. So she's like, look. I felt a duality among Worf and motherfucking Crusher. And I chalked it up to you humans being flighty weirdos who are always thinking one thing and acting another thing, right? The duality that Beta Zeds feel in all of you. Even you, sir, she's talking to Picard. When you approach a decision, you ask yourself which direction to go. And then in that moment, they're like, who are you talking to? Right? So it's like the hypnotism revealed another form of duality, which was a lightning ghost.
Yeah, she was like, look, I know that you guys already separate yourselves in like different ideas of, which path you want to go, but she's like, there's like, this is beyond.
This is like there's a fucking lightning ghost.
Path.
There's a lightning ghost all up in there.
Too many paths. More than two.
And Picard makes Data ditch the pipe. And then Data explains,
take this seriously, please.
Data explains, look, it can't be one of the family member of somebody. It can't be one of the crew. And then our investigation was worthwhile. We eliminated both delegates, the ship's regular complement. And then Picard's like, so what the fuck are you saying, dude? You just said we've ruled out literally everybody. And Data goes, this is the great detective's credo. A quote, we must fall back on the old axiom that when other contingencies fail, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. That's such bullshit. It's like you just haven't figured it out yet. It's probably a lightning ghost. Like, that's what I would say.
That's after they've eliminated all the other options, I guess.
Again, they're already not listening. Because little Crusher, Wesley, is like, Geordi, I'm fucking telling you, dude. He didn't fix the engine, man. He and this is Geordi LaForge. He will be the chief engineer at some point.
He'll eventually be
and Wesley's like, I'm telling you, dude. There's no way he could have fixed it. He didn't climb inside the little engine hole. I watched him. And Geordi's like, hey, that's sometimes how it is. It's the result that counts.
Yeah, he's like, maybe he just turned it off and on.
Geordi, no, it's not just the result that counts, dude. Right. That is he's not.
Who
good
cares
engineering.
How he got there? Yeah, right. That isn't good engineering at all.
And now they're having all kinds of problems with the computers, and then the lightning goes into Picard.
Ooh.
And Geordi's like, I think I saw something go, like a lightning ghost go into your hand. And he's like, no, I'm just Picard, not a lightning ghost.
And he just starts switching his neck.
He goes, here's what we're going to do, though. Head to the neutral zone. Isn't that what he says? Yeah, he goes, you're going to take us to the neutral zone, and they're going to double back on their course.
Wait, basically, go back where they come from.
Yeah, they're not going to the neutral zone. They're going back to the cloud. The neutral zone is a previous episode or something.
Yeah, that's another one where Picard's trying to trick the Romulans.
Yes. Okay. I'm a fucking idiot. So basically, the Picard with the lightning ghost tells him to turn around and we're going back to that cloud. And they can't because they got to go to Parliament. right? And Riker is questioning Picard, and he's like, the energy cloud is something we gotta look at. Picard's like, I think we should look into this lightning ghost. I mean, energy cloud. I really think that we should check that out.
And Riker's like, look, we've planned this for months. We're already days behind. They're really pissed off. They're gonna kill each other,
right? And they're just marching around, and then both the kinds of aliens see each other. They start hissing and making sounds at each other, and then cut to them, the crew having the hardest conversation. Data's like, I mean, a simple change in heading shouldn't be enough to, do a mutiny. And they're like, it's not mutiny. And then Troy says the captain has become perhaps dangerous. He's got a lightning ghost in there. And so they basically need a log citing clear medical
Crusher
evidence.
was like, I need proof that he's lost his shit so we can take over.
Right.
Otherwise, we can't do that.
Let's see here. So now they're going to go back and forth with Lightning Ghost Picard, right? And he's like, I think that you guys are actually the ones acting strangely. Everybody's acting strangely. You don't just point at me.
Yeah,
you don't look at me and say I'm strange. You're gonna force me to report to sickbay? And they're like, wait, what does he say?
He says you guys should do exams on yourselves and then let me know what those results are.
Yeah, how about you check out your own fucking shit? And Picard's like, I'm too busy for this kind of nonsense, man. I got to put my feet up. And he says, do I have to call security to force you to report to sickbay? He said that to Crusher.
Yeah, damn.
Somebody he's probably fucked at some point. And Riker's got to just stand there like, oh shit, man. And then Picard like launches over and looks out into space. Are we at the cloud yet? It's really weird. He looks out. He's like, why is the ship so dark? Oh, one of the lizard men puts a rope around Riker's neck. And he goes, sorry, wrong species. And it's like, you probably shouldn't be hunting them on the ship, And so then he calls security, and they're going to escort the lizard men back. And Crusher is back again in Picard's office. And he's got exam results from everybody, and he doesn't even want to look at them. And she just refuses to let this go. She's like, are you Jean-Luc or are you Lightning Ghost? And he's like, I'm both. I'm Jean-Luc and Lightning Ghost. And like, we're going back to the cloud.
He is here in me, in my chest.
And he goes, we wish you could understand the glorious adventure that we're going to go on. And he's like, wait, what? She's like, wait, who? And he's like, Picard and I'm a creepy lightning ghost.
And soon we'll both be home.
And we're heading into
that's pretty
fog. We're heading into a fog. Picard looks crazier every time they show him. And so here's the thing. He admitted to being both, right? And she's still letting him serve as the captain. That's pretty fucked up. And Riker goes, should we start the scientific survey? And he goes, I'm already doing the survey, actually. And he goes, when our ship passed through the edge of this thing, it accidentally carried away a sentient being. Much like these energy patterns we're seeing here. And it jumped around from computer to computer like a real little scamp. And it was really fucked up. It was like weird. It was weird, and I didn't like it. I felt like you took it, it pleaded for help, but nobody got it. I tried to talk to you through the computers. You couldn't listen. And then I slowed down the Enterprise, and I was like, hey, pay attention. Come on, help me. And then it accidentally killed Singh. Oh, jeez. He goes, Lightning Ghost said, I'm sorry I killed your lead engineer. That really bums out the Lightning Ghost.
Killed him in seconds.
And now, of course, the Lightning Ghost is like, but I'm never going to leave Picard because I realize that we are the same, he and I. We're both adventurers. And Riker's like, I gotta speak to you privately right now.
Yeah.
And then he's saying that he's gonna take Picard into the cloud to become an energy pattern, right? And Riker's like, don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. And then he does it, right? How long does it take? He's basically just saying, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to turn the captain into an energy cloud.
Yeah.
And then they do it. Lightning hits everybody to bind them in place. He pauses them all with lightning.
And he just walks into the turbolift like a criminal.
Yep, he walks into the turbolift while everybody's getting shocked. He beats up Geordi, or no, he beats up a random transporter guy. And then he gets on the pad and he beams himself into the cloud, and that's it. Picard doesn't exist anymore. That's it. He's dead.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that he's dead so much as he doesn't exist. And Yar's like, he's just floating around out there. How are we gonna fucking deal with that? And
yeah, we have even
the same thing happened to Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Kirk was in the spacesuit and they were like, we gotta leave? Same shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't they leave and go to the planet and then look for Picard out there? Or in the atmosphere? No, I think they almost decide that they're going to go back to Parliament. And so basically Troy is saying, I don't sense anything. He's in trouble, so we have to beam him back, but he's nothing but energy now, so there's nothing to beam back. And so now they get to say, hey, look, remember when the entity was able to like communicate with us through the ship's circuitry? We got to get kind of close to where we think the captain is. And then we got to hope that he wants to come into the computer to talk to us. And so they're monitoring the ship's circuitry for basically for the captain's energy patterns, right? So they could just sweep him up and put him through the transporter.
Right, absolutely. And so they're basically saying that there's something crazy on my panel, Geordi says. Oh, no, it's got to be the captain. So there's static on the panel.
And there's a symbol that comes up.
Yes, it changes the buttons. This is one thing I wanted to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. Because Captain Picard's Force Ghost changes the shape of the buttons on the thing. Like, that's so weird. It makes it say a P for Picard.
Yeah, P
for Picard, not C for Captain.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. So Data's like, hey, let's go to the transporter room. We can fucking do this shit. The captain's physical pattern is here still. So basically, they're going to put the physical pattern from before. This is not exactly the transporter solves everything.
Yeah.
Like you expect. I expect the transporter solves everything. But what they're going to do is they're going to use Picard's physical pattern and put his mental energy into the physical pattern.
Jeez.
And then beam him together. And so he does, but isn't it like Picard doesn't remember any of the shit?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he doesn't remember being out in the cloud because it was the pattern was created before he went out there.
That's his like last memory.
And now,
weird.
Do you remember how he says, I remember we were talking about an entity and then I beamed in here. Wouldn't it be nice? Isn't that kind of like Severance? I don't really want to talk about Severance because of spoilers, but it's kind of like Severance. And he's like, is this still a Sherlock Holmes thing? And he's like, indubitably. And now what happens with the Dogmen and such? So Troy bursts in, or Yar bursts in. There's a puddle of blood outside the Soleil quarters.
Jeez.
They can't find one of the delegates. They think that this is Soleil delegate killed an Antikin or something. Do you remember what happens here?
He kills an Antikin?
No, like what? Do you remember? Oh, it just ends like that? Oh my God. So Yar comes in and goes, there's just blood everywhere and we don't know what the fuck's going on. And then Picard's like, I'll go take care of it. And Picard says, I do need a rest, actually.
Yeah,
take care of this shit.
Exactly.
Take care of this shit, number one.
That's what I was going to say. They don't ever resolve it.
No.
It's just more chaos.
They're
and
just
Picard's
the lizard,
like, fuck.
The lizardmen and the dogmen are fucking at each other's throats. And then that's the end of it. Picard's like, I'm going to go take a nap.
That's
Riker, you got the con.
See, that one doesn't feel as like complete because it's all about
Riker, you got the column.
the cloud and the entity.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and they don't really resolve the story of the Dogmen and the Lizard Men, which is interesting. That's an interesting choice.
That is an interesting
on the part of DC Fontana and Michael Halpern and director Cliff Bull. So, what did you think about Lonely Among Us?
This one feels very old school because of the body possession stuff and the invasion of the body snatchers vibes are like the way they don't remember blocks of time. That's what I really enjoyed about it. And then the way Worf screams when he gets shocked at the beginning, that cracks me up a lot.
It's a good Worf helm scream.
I listen to that a lot. And then just the fact that it's nice to always see Picard cracking down on his team, with the engineer being like, I don't know what's wrong, and he's like, figure it out.
Figure it the fuck out. We gotta get these Dogmen to Parliament.
Yeah, and then the whole Parliament thing just felt like a backdrop, especially with how hard they worked on these costumes just to have funny scenes. And then like Riker gets almost choked and they're like, oh, wrong species. It just all feels very silly, but I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I thought it was very Saturday morning cartoon kind of vibe, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it was funny that it's just crazy how fast the ship always gets taken over. That's what always surprises me.
And
it jumped to 3 people.
I love Picard complaining like the ship is brand fucking new.
Yeah.
Oh my
he
God.
was like really freaking out.
So I thought Dogmen versus Lizardmen. That's my list of stuff to not forget to mention. Dr. Crusher's headgear, the Google Glass.
Yes.
I love the remastered establishing shots of the ship. I love that Picard is like, our ship is brand new. What the hell? I like that they're worried about the Ferengi financially supporting either the Dogmen or the Lizardmen.
Right.
That's kind of racist against the Ferengi.
Maybe they just got in trouble with the Ferengi, right? They want the audience to remember them.
I thought it was interesting that they basically introduced Singh to kill him. Like, whoops, Hellship strikes again. Al's Hellship theory holds firm.
I'm gonna say they probably have so many stories about that compared to the other ships that are like, yeah, we came here, did some first directive stuff, and then left.
I like
no one died.
Right. I like the gag of the Data with the magnifying glass and the pipe.
Yeah, that was funny.
Picard, my resignation from this command in Starfleet has been recorded. The Lightning Ghost records Picard's resignation before. I like that when Picard is off the ship, he's just reduced to atoms and like beaming around out there.
Yeah.
He's just like bouncing around, and then he had to figure out how to...
I was going to say, to do the P, I was like, that'd be funny if there was like a POV of his and he just has to like mentally suffer. Because, like, what is time if you're an atom, right?
Yeah, it probably took him 100 billion years worth of living to fucking...
to just get the P.
To get
one of those lights lit up.
But yeah, so I thought it was a pretty good episode. I like it. I love the creature. Exciting. I love the masks and shit.
Yeah, that was really dope.
I thought that the Saleans and the Antikins were great designs. I do actually, now that we're talking about it, I like that they didn't resolve their story. That's kind of interesting. Picard's just like, figure it out, Riker. We're on our way to Parliament now that we got rid of that fucking lightning alien. So good job. How many Antikins would you give this one?
Oh, hey, there we go. Probably 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Enjoyed
Boom.
it. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 Saleans.
Saleans.
That's the lizard men. 4 out of 5 lizard men. I liked it a lot. My quote that I'm gonna put in is, the nature of politics. That's gonna be the quote I put in for the episode.
It's so fucking weird. It's like, sorry we brought our shivs. We were gonna kill them. Tried to play it off though.
And then they try to capture Riker. Oh my God.
Yeah, that part just threw me
off. Fucking love it. While the ship is going through crazy lightning ghost possessions. And ultimately it was just the lightning ghost just wanted to get back home. But then in the end he was like, not only do I want to get back home, I want to kill Picard as well. I want to have Picard's exploratory essence with me. It's very strange. But I dug it. 4
essence.
4 out of 5 what have yous. Which brings us to the last segment of the day, which is great because it's hot as fucking shit in here back in the studio in the San Fernando Valley because it's 95 degrees outside. Here we go. Captain, Adam and Al are recommending recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things. What do you got for us, Al?
Just going through all those war movies, I'll recommend 2. So like a really, really dark one that's like very ingrained of like kind of not, I guess it's not completely accurate, but it is like based on various things, is Downfall.
The
that
Hitler
German
one.
film, yeah, about Hitler's last days in the bunker, which is fucking unhinged and wild. And then another movie though that I would recommend that is I guess, well, it's more, yeah, I'll just recommend the series too. Band of Brothers too. I mean, just that one's so good. Especially near the end. The very last couple of episodes are very, very intense. But it's good. It's a good show.
Dude from Office Space is in that, right? The guy with the lead from Office Space.
What, Krasinski?
No. Krasinski was the guy from the last week's episode of Star Trek. I think that he's a famous fucking actor. Hold on here.
Yeah, that shows has a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like part of it. It's like the whole deal is there's a whole Ron Livingston.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, from Office Space.
From Office Space, he's in that shit. He's in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, he's a pretty big part.
Him and Ross from Friends are the brothers in the Band of Brothers. But yeah, so cool. Band of Brothers and Downfall for when you want to be bummed out about fascism and death. I am gonna recommend Marvel's Thunderbolts because I finally fucking saw it and it ripped. I thought it was good. I really liked it. It made me laugh a lot. I watched it a couple times. Right. I like that. I dig it. I thought
the action scenes were way better than I thought.
Yeah, I don't like, honestly, I'm over the whole Marvel movie of it all, but the only reason I'm taking the time to suggest it is because I think that if you're over the whole Marvel movie shit of it all, this is actually one that you would find fun and funny and interesting because it's more about like Florence Pugh's character being like, what am I even doing with my life? It's more like a 19 like it's like a late 20, somebody in their late 20s being like, what am I even doing, yo? And then there's just some very funny stuff and some good beats, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus is very funny. Speaking of must-see TV, like Ross from Friends, she's so funny in it. There's some very good, she's got some really good looks, like reactions to what people are saying around her that are very funny. So if you're done with superhero movies or you've only got like 1 or 2 in the tank, I would watch Thunderbolts because it's a lot of fun.
Oh, speaking of super though, I'm gonna catch Superman for sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to find like a 9:8. I'm gonna have to find like a 10:30 showing of that Superman. It sucks because that's when like all the kids are gonna be there on the weekends, and it's expensive.
It's gotten crazy.
It's like 20 fucking bucks. If you go to AMC,
you get 2 tickets, then like popcorn. It's like $60, $70.
So speaking
what's
of
going on?
Speaking of Thunderbolts, like it was really fucking hot a few weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna see. I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet. I'm just going to see what a couple of the cheapest, like 1 p.m. matinee tickets. We're going to go to one of those little, like 12-seat cheese box theaters in a multiplex.
With the thin walls.
And just watch it as, and the 2 tickets was $38.
Whoa.
We didn't go. I was like, fuck that. I'm watching that shit on my buddy's Plex.
And you're like, I have thicker walls here. I've done that before. The Elvis theaters I would do a lot.
Yeah.
Those are like Elvis cinemas were like pure matinee, or it was like the movies that were on their way out, and it was just like $5,
is that in town here?
No, it was in Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado.
Well, way back when. Yeah, but they were called the Elvis cinemas. I don't know if they're still there anymore, but the walls were so thin that like I was watching one movie. I was watching Tanks or something, some World War II drama with the Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf. They're tanks doing crazy tank shit. Eagle something? I
can't remember, but yeah, anyways, I know exactly what you mean.
So they're doing some tank shit, and then like as all the quiet parts happen, Guardians of the Galaxy was out, and you hear that theme track or the Hooked on a feeling.
Hooked on a feeling.
And it just-
Ooka chaga.
Yeah. And it just knocks through like right as these fucking poor women just get destroyed by a tank.
That's fucking
And I was
great.
like, all right, this kind of adds to the experience. I mean, I get what I paid for.
The city I went to college in, Moorhead, Minnesota, there was a second run theater called the Safari 7 Cinema. And it was like, it started as like $1, and then eventually it was like $5 or whatever by the time I left the area. But I saw the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man there like 10 times because my buddy lived right by it. So we would like hang out and get drunk and then like walk over and watch Spider-Man for $1. But yeah, so watch
Fury. That's what it was called.
Fury, the tank movie.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I can't recommend that. I haven't seen it. But watch Band of Brothers. Watch Downfall if you're into Hitler in like a historical dramatic sense, but not like you're not like a
fucked up.
You're not Grok. You're not Mecha Hitler Grok. And also I think watch Thunderbolts. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Laughed out loud a few times.
Just to freshen the palate after.
Right? And so what episode are we talking about next week? Next week, Justice, which we watched before we recorded this one.
Justice.
We'll be back next week with Justice. Thank you so much
for
listening to our little podcast about Star Trekking in the Valley.
We appreciate it.
We look forward to you hearing what we've got for you next week.
Peace.
126. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.